Marvel Rivals is here. I play it, you play it, 100 million people play it. Everybody's on this game. It is an amazing time. It's not even a game where I would usually try every single character in the game, but it's just that addicting. With that being said, I want to talk to you all about who was the most fun, or who did I enjoy playing the most, rather than who was the most consistent, who was the most meta, who was the best character, because I'm new to hero shooters and I don't really have that much knowledge on that front, but I got some basic ideas here and there. We're going to go in alphabetical order, and we're going to go from A+ all the way to F tier, because there's no S class or S tier in school, so that's what we're going to do. You've been in school, I've been in school, we're running with that. Now, with that being said, let's just get onto the list right now. First on the list, Adam Warlock. And I'm going to put him in B tier, right? Again, this is not how effective the character is. This is more so how much fun did I have with him. I know he's super good. I know that you can make him really work. The healing and making everybody's health bar pretty much go from 0 to 100, that is nice. I wasn't able to really shoot that well, and I wasn't really able to get a lot of his damage off, but as a healer, I can see why somebody would want to play him, right? Especially with his rezzing ability. Again, I'm not great at it, but he has it, so that's somebody I can kind of play, but not somebody I really want to. Now, Black Panther, A+ tier. Honestly, in terms of fun, getting your precision off and getting the vibranium mark, throwing the spear, getting the dash, and you hit at the right time, at the right angle, you're running up the wall, you get the dash, you get the kick dash, and you get the kill. I'm telling you, when you get in the flow of Black Panther, he's one of the most fun characters in the game. Now, being able to actually get that good with him, to get that consistently, that is where the thing lies, and you have to make sure you pick the right targets. You don't want to hit a tank with that. You don't want to hit somebody who is getting healed. You want to make sure you get an angle, you want to go in, kill, go out. But again, Black Panther is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Excuse me, just had dinner. But Black Panther is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and he's translated pretty well in this game, and he's a very good character, so gotta go with that. And he's DPS. Now, I'm gonna put him in the same class as Adam Warlock. Actually, no, I'm gonna put him in C. Again, I like his shield. His shield is my favorite shield because it lasts the longest, right? If Captain America had a shield that was 800, Captain America would go way higher, but we're not even at him yet. No, I'm not gonna skip ahead. But outside of the shield and the teleport, which the teleport is nice, that just works better if you either know what the map is and what the map awareness is, or if you know where your team is gonna want to go, or you guys are talking and you have a strategy. If not, you're really just kind of sitting there throwing some damage that's not really doing a whole lot. And he's got a float ability. Other characters have that too. I'm not the biggest Doctor Strange fan, and his gameplay didn't really mesh well with me. But in a pinch, or if he becomes really, really good, I can see myself kind of learning a little bit more. And honestly, I'm gonna leave Adam Warlock there for now, but that could change. Groot, I don't like Groot. I'm not a big fan of the Guardians. I don't like the movies. I'm not a big fan of big slow characters. There's going to be a couple characters on here that are an exception, but for the most part, not a big body guy. And half of his abilities are based on placing the wall, which is essentially Fortnite, and I do not like Fortnite build. I've never liked Fortnite build. Fortnite build is what made me stop playing that game for a long time. I don't ever touch it again. So the fact that I have to play it in this game where characters like Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Black Panther exist, no, get it out of here. Never. Now Hela, same. Well, we haven't covered that character yet, but there are characters like Hawkeye and Black Widow who I actually do enjoy more. And again, this is going to be in the category of I understand why this character is effective. You know what? Adam Warlock is going in C tier too, honestly, because Hela is somebody who you need to really aim well with, and you need to really understand your precision. Once you do that, she becomes a much better character, and she has the escape, and she has the super good ult, right? I get that. I understand she's effective. I just personally don't want to play her over other characters in this game, especially when there's a high skill ceiling and there's other characters on this list that skill ceiling could go towards. Hulk, F tier. I don't like playing the Hulk in this game. I'm not even a big Hulk fan. I like him more than, when I was younger, because I'm getting more mature. You know, I'm looking to his stories. I have more life experience. But overall, like, he sucks. Like, his abilities don't really do a whole lot. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage. He's got some weird energy thing. The clap doesn't go that far. His jump is his jump is a little better than I thought it was. But overall, not a fan. And he transforms, which I get is part of the character. Okay, but in the game, not really a fan of playing him, honestly. And thank God this character is not that fun to play over some other characters that I actually do like. For example, Iron Man, A+ tier. Iron Man, again, one of my favorite Marvel characters, and he's pretty satisfying because you just to fly around, you get the focus with the unibeam. That's really fun. You've got to get your aim up though. Shooting with the raw repulsor blast, that is also peak, as well as using the power-up to give you better ammo and better damage AoE. Now you have to be able to fly around and not get hit all the time. That's useful. But overall, Iron Man is a very simple, very easy character. And again, he's Iron Man, one of my favorites, so playing him is definitely fun. Would I say he's like top tier? That's to be debatable, but he's not an obvious character that's in the top tier, but he's still one of my mains for sure, or somebody I really want to learn how to play better. Jeff, F tier. Listen, I get it. I already know in the comments all y'all gonna be like, why do you not want to play Jeff? He's a really good healer. Listen, I don't like super cutesy characters like that. That's not my thing. I'm not a big fan of the Chows from Sonic Adventure. Just not for me. I get it. He's making all the baddies and the biddies want to play the game. Great. I'm glad he's here. For that reason alone, I'm glad you're here, bro. But I'm just not gonna play you. And him having to swim around in the ground and do the little web ball, the bubble ball, and the healing wasn't healing for me. Loki, same deal. Just like I don't like super cutesy characters, I'm not a big fan of super complex textbook characters that just are hard to be hard. You know what I mean? And like I'm not really good at placing the Loki clones around and the shooting and trying to get behind the backs. It's just not for me. If I had to pick a healer, Loki, rather just pick the next. Funny, no pun intended. Also, not the biggest Loki fan in the world. I do love his voice in this game though. But we're just talking about healers. I gotta go with Luna Snow. Playing her is actually really satisfying. I suck at healing. I'm also trying to like make sure that you are not getting blocked by this light that's behind me, because it is kind of blinding. Alright. Sorry, my throat was starting to hurt, so that means I gotta talk a little different. Luna Snow, really fun, has good abilities. The healing can really stack on if you get your aim down correctly and you know where your people are on the map versus where you are. Very strong. Honestly, my favorite hero to play in the game. Magic, again, it's like somebody said, hey, you like Devil May Cry, right? You like attractive women, right? Boom, put them together. So like honestly, going in, animation canceling into the launcher, into another animation cancel, or using the teleports to do a big slash into a dash. Like literally somebody put Devil May Cry in this game. If you put Dante in this game as a guest character, I would love that even more. But for what she offers, and she even has a can't remember the name of Devil May Cry. In Marvel vs. Capcom, it's his quarter circle S, but the little crescent, she has a Getsu Gaten show, basically. That's also sick, right? Magneto. Now here we go. This is a character that I like a lot, but in terms of how fun they are to play, it's like in between A and B. For now, I'm gonna stick in with A, because in terms of a tank, like once you kind of get in the mode, or at least I get in the mode, you know, the shield doesn't last as long as I would like, but you can kind of pop it up multiple times. Now that I kind of understand that you want to put the bubble on either priority targets or yourself, I get it. His damage is not the greatest, and you have to make sure that you aim it, both abilities. But I mean, that's every character, right? So I'm not the greatest with him. People are saying he's top tier, he's busted, he's broken. I don't know, I don't see it, but maybe I just don't understand the game yet. But he is not the primary tank I want to play as of right now, but he's definitely a good one. Mantis, I'm gonna put her in C. because honestly, there are other healers in the game that I could play, that I do play, because I don't understand Mantis's ability, like putting the opponent to sleep. Okay, that's useful, but I'm not good at it. Or being able to sedate or boost the attack damage of another enemy, or of an opponent rather, or I'm sorry, a teammate. Damn, I can't talk right now. Being able to boost the attack of a teammate, that is helpful, but I would rather play another character to be able to do that. And if I'm not really, again, I don't like the Guardians, so just picking her, gameplay wise, not terrible. I could do it in a pinch if I need to, but she's not my go-to healer. Namor, after yesterday's session where I played for like an hour or 2 hours, I didn't pick him again once. And the first time I played him, I was shocked at how easy or how much fun I had placing the turrets and throwing his trident at enemies, and I was able to get a couple headshots, and it felt great. However, I don't like the character that much. Like, he's okay, but in a game where there's Spider-Man and Wolverine, why would I pick a character I'm not really a big fan of? So would I probably pick him over like an Adam Warlock or a Mantis? To be honest, probably not, because if I'm picking a duelist, I'd rather pick somebody else. So realistically speaking, like, and the turrets are cool, but a lot of people don't let them last that long. So people are gonna literally focus the target that way, like the actual damage doesn't stack, and his trident doesn't really do that whole much of damage anyway. So just if it was any other character besides Namor, I probably would give it more of a shot, but since he's not really somebody I want to visit to, but again, in a pinch, I will. Unlike Penny Parker, I don't want to play this character again. She looks cool. I'm not a big Evangelion fan. However, I do think the design is cool, right? Pretty sick. She's too slow for me. I don't understand her trap base, putting stuff on the map and then letting the opponent walk through it, or let your teammates get benefited from it. Not my thing. Doesn't have a web swing, the damage is whatever. It just wasn't clicking with me. And if we're gonna go to Punisher, I'll put Punisher at B tier, right? I'm not the biggest first person shooter guy. I can play him. I know this is a third person shooter, just roll with me for a minute. I know he's effective. I like Punisher more now than I used to in the past, and he is very simple, and he has two different types of guns. He has the grappling hook, and he has the big turret, and then he has the walking tank, which all that works, right? Now the thing is, when I was playing him, it just kind of felt like I could do it, like I don't hate it, but he's not my first pick. So again, he's a character that in a pinch, if I need to, but I'd probably pick him over any of the other characters in C tier. So he's not above like Magneto or anything like that, but you know, he's running gunman, which sometimes you just want to play running gunman, but you have to make sure you know how to use those guns while running. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a pick for me. Rocket Raccoon is in the F tier. I'm gonna be honest. Rocket, that's who we left off on. I'm not a Guardians fan. Again, I'm gonna say it every time we get to a Guardians character. I'm not the big fan of his healing. I prefer just being able to directly heal and aim my healing, having an AoE like Cloak and Dagger, having the barrier, or like Luna Snow being able to target and then self-heal with the orb. That's nice. This is just throw shit on the ground, and it just throws things back at people for them to pick up. And again, he doesn't do that much damage, and I just didn't like the time that I had with him. I don't ever want to pick him again. Scarlet Witch, on the other hand, is weird, right? Because I like Scarlet Witch. Not the biggest fan. Jeez, that's a lot of words. Sorry. Let me restart that. So, Scarlet Witch. He's just making my throat feel better. Okay, let's just restart that whole section. Alright, so Scarlet Witch is going to go in B tier for me. She could go in C tier, so she's really in a B minus, Because again, even though Scarlet Witch is super effective right now and everybody's saying she's god tier, she's easy, she's busted, I'm just not meshing well with her, honestly. The auto lock on is nice. I keep letting it go like I gotta reload and I don't. The floating away is definitely a good escape tool, and obviously her ultimate is probably her favorite thing. I got one team kill. I got one team wipe with an ultimate with Scarlet Witch, and that took her from like D or C tier all the way to B tier, right? She's not A tier though. And the main reason why is because I'm not meshing with her gameplay. I'm not meshing with what she has to do. And honestly, I picked her thinking I was gonna be as good as everybody else, and I just wasn't. So it was not fun for me. If you know me, if you've been on my channel at any point in time, you already know Spider-Man's an easy A+. He's one of my favorite, if not my favorite Marvel character, and some different variations. And his gameplay is one of the most satisfying. Like, you're getting the web cluster, getting to pull them into you, getting the uppercut, getting the big damage, being able to swing away. It feels like you're playing a Spider-Man game in this game. The swinging, so mobile, so advantageous. It's get up out of there. When you get in the mode of playing Spider-Man, it's probably the most fun character in this game. Now, with that being said, you got to get all your abilities on point, get your combo routes on point, don't miss your web clusters, don't miss your web line. DPS is really the class for executions and the class for getting your routes on point, but that's a whole nother video. But Spider-Man was an easy A+ tier. Star-Lord, when I first made this list, he was up in A tier because I was shocked at how much fun I had while playing him. Again, I don't like Guardians. I still don't like Guardians. I especially don't like Star-Lord because of Infinity War, which I'll make a video about that in the future. But I'll put him in B tier. I would pick him over the other people. And honestly, I'll do a quick little draft or redo just to make sure everything is good. But as of right now, I'm putting Star-Lord in B tier, mainly because I like his jump around, I like his flight, his little spread shot move is good, and just being able to fly around and shoot, it is satisfying, right? I cannot lie. But even more so than Punisher, or even Namor, if this wasn't Star-Lord, I would enjoy this a bunch more. But since it is, then it's just not working with me very well, and it sucks. But when you got characters like Spider-Man and Wolverine, which we haven't got to Wolverine yet, if you got Spider-Man and Iron Man, I don't like picking characters I don't like in games that have characters I do like. However, I can acknowledge that mechanically speaking, Star-Lord is somebody that I could or would play. I'm gonna put Storm. I don't know. Because I've played Storm a few times. Storm and Iron Man are pretty much in the same spot. Honestly, I play Storm is like a weaker Iron Man in my opinion. So a lot of what I said about Iron Man applies to Storm, except Storm does less damage. I do like her team buff abilities, but it's not worth it to play the whole character because of that. And her lightning buff, like, she doesn't do enough to warrant you picking her over Iron Man, and both her and Iron Man suffer from the same problems in a sense. So it's just like, I play her because I like the character a lot. Like, if it was not Storm, I would not be playing her at all. But since it's Storm, she's on my list. Thor is in a similar spot. I didn't like playing him at first. I don't like big bodies. I'm not the hugest fan of Thor, but I like him a little bit. And I thought he was going to be very hard to understand, very hard to play, which I still don't get everything. But as I was playing the match, I figured out that his little Thunderbolt buff, that can be kind of done more times than I thought. His shield toss, his hammer throw, the one that kind of pushes you forward, can actually be used as an attack and distance cover. Or I should say it closes distance. He can do some damage. So he's got the Thunderbolt throw. So like, he's not awful. He's not the primary tank I would play, and he's not my first or second choice when I have the tank for, let's just say that. But he's a character that if I really had to, or if I wanted to just pick him because he's available, then okay. Now, Venom is an interesting case because I don't understand how to play him, but I know that he's really, really effective. Because, like, I'm not good at the swinging into the dive and slamming down. I can't really aim those that well. I'm not the person who is able to do the tendrils. Like, the tendril part and just hitting the tendril bomb and then doing the primary fire, which is getting the tendrils to attack you and just walking. Okay, like, that's cool. And then I got the little shield buff that pops so I get my health back. I'm not the biggest Venom fan in the world. But as I'm looking at this list and I have the characters who are in this list, if we're going off of most fun, I would probably pick Venom before I pick any of them. And Venom is a good character, so mechanically speaking, I would learn how to play him over somebody else. But I can't put him any higher than that because I wouldn't pick him. Now, we're gonna put Captain America. No, Captain America's an A+ tier because he is my primary tank. Like, if I pick tank, I'm picking Captain America first. The MCU made me a much bigger fan of Captain America than I already was, and his game plan is simple enough to where I can understand how to play tank and use that to get better. Like, he can run around on the ground. He has a dive just like Venom. He can do some basic DPS. He has a shield throw. He has the charging star. His ultimate can buff the team in terms of running through his path. So, like, overall, as a tank, I can kind of do a little bit of both when it comes to DPS and tanking. So just for that reason alone, I'm able to, it's a little bit more satisfying for me to, again, play characters that I like over characters that I don't like or don't like as much. So I'm not the biggest tank player, but when I do choose to play tank, Captain America is a choice. Winter Soldier is a character that I like. I'm not great with him, but I kind of get the point. You have to learn how to use his abilities in the right way, or know what situation, like the arm pull, knowing when to yank that from somebody or when to yank somebody to you, that's helpful. Knowing when it's time to use the orb to anti-knock somebody away, or knock somebody down rather, that's helpful. Knowing when it's time to be able to rush in, that's good. And then he has a lot of his abilities loop into each other, which is very useful, right? I know he's really strong and I know he's really good, especially with his ultimate. I can't remember his voice line, but you know what, if you've played this game, you know exactly what he says when he does his ultimate. If I knew how to play him better, he'd be an A+, but that doesn't mean that he's not fun to play. I just, in good conscience, can't put him in A+. A lot of these characters in A are probably characters that if I learn how to play them better, or they were better themselves, they'd be an A+, but since they're not, they go right here. Moon Knight, easy A+. He is a character that I like. The more I get older, and the more I learn about mental health, and the more I go on my own mental health journey, and the more that I just learn more about just things in general, I like him more. And his suit design is sick, and in this game specifically, he can do a lot of damage, especially if you put the onks in the right place and throw them. You're melting teams. And he has a melee, and he has a double jump, and he has a glide, so he can get to and from different places, so he can escape if he needs to. His ultimate does good damage, and he's just an all-around solid character, all around. Like, honestly, when I picked him for the first time and kind of did well, I was shocked at how much fun I had. And I'm also realizing that my voice may or may not be peaking in the mic, trying to not do that, but it's kind of hard because if I have it right here, you might not be able to hear it. Maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. But we'll just have it right here for now. Actually, no, we won't. So let's try it here for the rest of the video. And if it's worse, then I apologize. If not, we're gonna keep it moving. Psylocke. I haven't really cracked the code on how to play her effectively per se, but again, I like Psylocke. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. She's fine. Japanese, half British, half Japanese ninja. Can't say no to that. play her in Marvel 2 a lot, so similar in Marvel 2. I like her mechanically, and that makes me learn more about her character. But if you're not up close and you don't know how to use your abilities precisely, you're going to die. So this is a character just like Black Panther, just like Spider-Man. You really need to be precise and know your execution. Otherwise, you're just going to die and you're going to beat the team kills. And it's just not going to be a fun time for you. So just put an asterisk on Winter Soldier and Psylocke for now. Hawkeye, similar deal. I like playing him. I'm an okay fan of Hawkeye, the comic version, not really the movie version. But when you're able to actually get your aim on, you're able to actually get people, like get them on one shot or at least half health on every shot, it's amazing. However, you can miss a lot, especially if you're still learning. I am. So when you're missing shots, this character sucks. But when you're able to hit your shots, this character is amazing, and he's a pretty mechanically concise character. Like a lot of his kit kind of works well together because he has the knock enemies out the air. He has the shot. He has the precision shot. He has the spread shot. He has the sword slash. He has the double jump. Like it's all pretty well designed. That's why I put him in A tier. Wolverine. No, this is tricky. I'm gonna put him in. He's fun to play. Like we're talking about fun to play, right? Wolverine is probably, if Spider-Man is number 1, Wolverine is number 2 in terms of my favorite Marvel character, right? I've probably consumed as much Wolverine content as I have Spider-Man content. Big fan. I wish he was stronger in the game because he's not as strong as he should be. Because I think he's trying to do too much and he doesn't do either thing well. I think if you try to play him like a DPS, you have to either target, from what I've heard, big tanks. You have to be super precise in your route. And if you miss one thing, or the enemy is healing you, or the enemy's healing the other person at all, or they start focusing you, you're dying. Which is weird because Wolverine should not be able to die because he's supposed to have super regeneration. But I hope they tweak the character because he is too much of a fan favorite to be as bad as he is. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's bottom 5 in the game. No. I think he's a character that is he's more precision based than Black Panther. And he shouldn't be. But that's just my opinion, right? Squirrel Girl, I don't really feel like playing. She's in a D tier. I don't hate her. Obviously, she's fine as hell, thick as hell. You know this. I don't like characters that are like super chaotic, super like random, super jokey, all that sort of stuff. Not for me. She's a DPS, so if I really had to play her in a pinch, I could do it, but I don't understand how to play her kit. I don't get the nuts. I don't get the squirrel ultimate. None of that. Not really for me. Who's next? Iron Fist? Oh, easy. In terms of fun to play, I say Iron Fist is definitely up there because I love martial arts. I do martial arts. Check my channel. See, I do martial arts. I haven't done it in a while. Trying to figure that out again, so stay tuned for that. But he looks really sick, and a lot of his moves just work. He has a self heal. He has the triple jump or quadruple jump. He has the wall run. He has the auto lock on. He has the dragon dance. Wing Chun. You feel what I'm saying? And then he's very Bruce Lee coded. I will tell you this. I wish they put Danny Rand and or Shang-Chi in the game over Lin Lei. That's all I'm going to say. I wish it was a different Iron Fist, or this was Shang-Chi instead of Iron Fist. But for who they put in the game, I think this is a really fun DPS character. Probably the best melee character in the game if you want to pick a pure melee, no weapons, no guns, no nothing. Black Widow. She's in a similar boat to Hawkeye, where I like playing her because he has a sniper and being able to hit your headshots is really good. From what I heard, apparently she can't one-shot like I thought she could, so that kind of brings her down a little bit, but I still enjoy playing her. Again, like every woman in this game, fine as hell, so I don't see why not. Missing your shots suck though, and you have to stay away from a distance, so learning when to engage, when to run away, and learning the right distance for the team and the situation at hand is important. But once you kind of get the hang of it, I definitely found I found myself having more fun with her than I did other characters, but she's another one where like if your skills are not on point, then I just personally don't like. I don't like being bad at things. I don't like picking characters who rely solely on their skill or their execution to be great. Or rather, I need to be in the right mindset, the right mood, and be warmed up enough to be able to play that character at the level they need to be. And for these three, maybe these four, really a lot of characters in this game need to be that, but these two specifically, if my aim is off, I'm just not gonna have a good time. The Cloak and Dagger is interesting. I'm gonna put them in the B tier because you know what? No, I'm gonna put them in there because they as a healer. I like Dagger's auto heal. I like her AoE, and I like her touch more, like her barrier more. Right? I don't like playing Cloak that much. Again, Cloak and Dagger as a healer, like as a unit, it's okay, but like I haven't figured out the best way to like switch between Tandy and Tyrone and make it really float. And then I'm not really using Cloak's abilities that much. And if I'm just picking Dagger and just healing the whole time, I could pick Luna Snow for that and do much better. So that's where that goes. So as I'm looking at this list, which is the most fun characters for me list, there's nothing out here that really like screams this is wrong. I will say if I'm looking at it again, I haven't played Thor again yet, so I guess I haven't played Thor or Venom again. I will probably we'll keep it there for now because I could honestly tweak this whole thing and it'd probably be a little bit better, but we're not gonna waste time on the whole video. But with that being said, I thank you all for making it this far. I know I stumbled and fumbled through a lot of it, you know, apologies for that. But you can like, comment, subscribe. You can see me remake this video again once I get some more time in. The reason why if there was no gameplay in this video, the reason why is because I've been having a lot of issues trying to record on my PC, whether it be crashes or it being just not loading in or anything like that. So I'm still trying to figure out some technical difficulties as to why that's not working. But if I do figure that out and I put some gameplay in this video, great. If I don't, then stay tuned as I try to figure out that side of it. But with that being said, if there's any characters that you want to see me play or any types of videos that you want to see, please let me know in the comments below. You can go on my community tab and you can vote for which characters that you want to see me play next. This is a fun tier list to make. I'm shocked at some of these characters' placements like Star-Lord or Black Widow or like Adam Warlock, because there's a lot of characters that if we're going based on who these characters are, a lot of characters would be very low, and a lot of these characters would probably still be, you know, at the top spot. But if we're going off how they actually play as well as who they are, I just didn't expect characters like, well, Adam Warlock or Magic to be this high. But, you know, that's just the way the gameplay works, man. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you all for making it this far. Like I said earlier, make sure you do your push-ups, do your sit-ups, drink plenty of juice, and go to therapy. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.